The first round of negotiations between the United States and Ukraine took place in Saudi Arabia, aiming to find ways to resolve the conflict with Russia and strengthen bilateral cooperation. The results were significant and directly impact the course of the war. After the meeting, a joint statement was issued clarifying the main points discussed. One of the central topics was Ukraine's acceptance of an aerial and maritime ceasefire. This means the cessation of drone and missile attacks on enemy territory, as well as the suspension of military operations in the Black Sea. Another crucial point in the statement was the confirmation that the United States is resuming intelligence sharing and the so-called security assistance to Ukraine. This may indicate a resumption of military support, strengthening Ukraine's position in the conflict. In an interview following the meeting, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated that the ceasefire proposal will now be presented to Russia. According to him, there is an expectation that Moscow will accept the agreement. But if not, in his words, unfortunately, we will know what the obstacle to peace is here. In other words, if Russia refuses, it will be evident who is blocking the path to a negotiated solution. When asked if the U.S. offer included a total ceasefire along the front line, Rubio confirmed that it did. He emphasized that the only way to end the war is through negotiations, and for that, the shooting must stop. Interestingly, while negotiations were taking place, Moscow suffered a drone attack that resulted in 3 deaths. Russia stated that this was the largest attack of its kind since the beginning of the war, demonstrating that despite peace talks, the clashes remain intense. The Ukrainian president also spoke about the meeting and thanked Donald Trump for the constructive conversation between the delegations in Saudi Arabia. He reiterated that Ukraine's position is to accept the ceasefire proposal in the skies, at sea, and on the front lines. Now, according to him, it is up to the U.S. to convince Russia to agree to the terms of the agreement. European authorities have already begun to respond positively to the results of this first round of negotiations. However, despite this step toward a possible total ceasefire, many questions remain unanswered. The main one is the territorial issue. Ukraine insists that any peace agreement must include the complete withdrawal of Russian troops from its territory, restoring the pre-2014 borders, which include Crimea, Donetsk, and Luhansk. On the other hand, Russia has formalized the annexation of 4 more regions in eastern and southern Ukraine since 2022 and demands that they be recognized as part of its territory. This fundamental disagreement indicates that negotiations still have a long way to go before reaching a final outcome. With the constantly evolving situation, we will continue to monitor the developments of this new phase of the conflict and the impacts of the negotiations between the involved parties. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share. That way, you help us bring more content like this. See you next time.